Disney's getting sued because of Moana. There we go. That was a horrible transaction. This is coming from USA Today. We're going to just go in this way. So, writer sues Disney for $10 billion, claiming breathtaking similarities between his script and Moana movies. Buck Woodrow is seeking at least $10 billion in damages and 2.5% of gross revenue earned from Moana 2 film and related products. Jub, I know you already said you wanted to speak about this.
Who would own up to that, bro?
Well, and so as the article goes on to explain, it's not necessarily that it's Moana 2 directly. He actually tried to sue originally on Moana for copyright issues. However, the judge ruled that when his lawsuit came out, the movie had been out too long, and so the lawsuit was denied. This time it's coming back around because Moana 2 is just a sequel, which just reopens his claim. So, according to the lawsuit, Woodrow claims he is entitled to at least $10 billion in damages and 2.5 in gross revenues from Moana 2 film and related merchandise, which he claims would be at least $5 billion. The original Moana movie, released in 2016, tells the story of a teenager on a mission to save her people. During her journey, Moana meets the demigod named Maui, who guides her through an action-packed voyage. Moana 2 follows Moana and Maui after Moana receives a surprise calling from her ancestors. Now, the lawsuit describes the similarities. According to the lawsuit, Woodrow claims that Moana and Moana 2 are a direct rip of his original animated film called Bucky the Wave Warrior, or Bucky, which was inspired by his unique exposure to Polynesian culture. Woodrow claims the films have breathtaking similarities, including a story that centers around a teenager on a dangerous voyage to save a Polynesian island, representations of Polynesian ancestors through animal spirits, a symbolic necklace that plays a special role to the story, and a demigod with a giant hook and a tattoo who helps the protagonist, to name just a few. Per lawsuit,
You don't think I exist?
Per lawsuit, around 2003, Woodrow began sharing his ideas for Bucky with Jenny Marchek, who at the time was director of development at Menonville Films, an independent film production studio in California. Marchek allegedly told Woodrow that the production studio held a first look deal with Disney, meaning Martinville could provide exclusive previews to Disney for purchase, according to the lawsuit. Woodrow claims that over the course of several years, Marchek prodded him for additional Bucky content, including an animated trailer, storyboards, and a draft script, of which he provided. According to the lawsuit, Marchek told Woodrow on the eve of the release of Moana that she was unsure if his Bucky materials made it beyond her desk. But Woodrow claims that upon delivering his final script to Marchek in 2011, those materials were already in the hands of Disney for the creation of the first Moana film. Woodrow, per lawsuit, registered Bucky's assets, including a trailer, with the Writers Guild of America, and it was granted federal copyright protections in 2004, which were updated in 2014. That's why he's going after this money.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
Let me pull up Bucky the what is it called? Bucky the Wave Warrior. Hold on. Because the only similarity is that it's a Polynesian story.
It is a Polynesian story, and as people have pointed out, one of his comments was that a demigod with tattoos and a big hook helps, and Maui is in the public domain, so that doesn't...
Maui's public domain, yeah.
That doesn't justify that. And this is the back and forth of it. What I'm curious about, and what I would love to see, of course they can't show because this is now court documents, is he states of how much of the information he had given to the Disney company before the movie came out back in 2004. I'm curious, or final script in 2011. I'm curious to see if what that actual original script looked like.
Yeah, that's funny.
What?
I can't find anything on Bucky the Wave Warrior.
But again, if it was still
He is protected by the Writers Guild, and he has copyright.
yeah, so it again, if it never went any further, he may not have ever done anything with it.
Yeah.
On top of that, again, he tried suing the Disney company about this years ago and was told no.
Hmm.
Also, at some point, all stories start looking alike.
True, but I will say this is not the first time the Walt Disney Company has been accused of borrowing without permission.
Yes.
Recently too, because the same thing happened with Finding Nemo.
Onward. Yeah.
And Inside Out.
And Onward.
I mean, there's a pretty long line of recent films that are all in the same bubble at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know. My key takeaway is that, like, basically he told a story about a teenager that goes on a dangerous voyage in Polynesian times.
Mm-hmm.
Which, like, if that's your setting, what other story can you really tell? In my opinion,
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct, and that's why, like I said, I'd be curious to see what the script is, because not saying it is, but let's say the script goes ahead and goes along the same kind of line that the necklace he has, because again he has a special necklace that's of great importance, happens to be the main item that solves the issue with the main villain of the movie, and the villain turns out to be a good person. Actually, there's a lot more similarities that we can start talking about.
Yeah, I agree. But, like, if like he's being helped by Maui too, I don't think that's anything substantial.
The Maui part, to me, weakens his argument because again, Maui's a public domain character,
Yeah.
and every depiction we've seen of Maui in regular art and such, he's always tattooed up. So
Always. Well, because
that
that's part of his mythology.
correct.
The tattoos are part of his mythology. Yeah.
Absolutely. So to me, the Maui argument in this, or the character with tattoos and a big hook, to me, that's the weakest part. But like the lineup of a special necklace, that's an oddly specific statement.
Yeah, I agree.
That's oddly specific. I don't know. And again, it comes back to the same kind of situation happened with others who had, again, the first who were dealing with a publisher who had first rights with Disney, and they all then turned around and sued Disney for feeling that their product was copyrighted, copy stolen. So I'll be curious to see. We'll keep an eye on it. At this point, there's not really much more to say about it. We'll see if the judge even lets it go forward. The judge may go ahead and just throw it out and say this isn't even worth our time.
Yeah.